Hello everyone, let's know about industrial society and social change. This topic is from the second chapter of history, the Russian Revolution. The early 19th century was a time of profound social and economic change. It was a time where industrial revolution started. Railway network expanded and new industrialized regions developed. Industrialization brought men, women and children to factories. As a result of the growth of industrialization in the early 19th century Europe, it led to a huge expansion of industries. It means the industrial revolution started, and the industrial revolution, which firstly started in England, slowly started spreading in other parts of Europe. So as a result of increase in industrialization process, men, women and children from the countryside, from the rural areas started coming to the cities and towns. But there was problem with these workers. People who were employed in factories, who were employed in small factories especially, were living a very hard life. And a hard life in a sense that the workers had to work for a longer period of time, but the wages were very low. The wages were poor. There was sanitation problem, there was a housing problem, and as a result, these workers used to face a very hard life. The liberals and the radicals had different thinkings regarding the growth of industrialization. In fact, the liberals and radicals themselves were the owner of large properties. They had earned their wealth through export of goods and services. They wanted a change in the industrialization process. They wanted that the conditions of the workers should be good. For that, they started forming a socialistic pattern of society. They wanted that the workers should not be recognized by birth, but they should be recognized with their individual effort, labor and enterprise. So these liberals and radicals wanted a change in the industrial development. They wanted that workers should be educated and the workers should be healthy. If the workers are healthy, if the workers are educated, they will be able to put extra effort, they will be able to put more effort and the production will increase. So in order to increase the industrial production, there has to be a change which was supposed to be made in the working culture of the workers. I said earlier, they should be healthy and they should be educated. If they are healthy and educated, automatically the production will be increased. So, in the 19th century, many workers coming from the countryside, coming from the village areas, they started rallied around the liberals and the radicals. They wanted that liberals and radicals should do something for the welfare of the workers who were working in industries or factories. So, in 1815, a new move started. The liberals and radicals, they did not want that monarchy should continue for a longer period of time. And they started forming associations along with the help of the workers who were working in the industries. So, in 1815, in many parts of Europe, different types of movement started where people belonging to the middle class community started joining the movement and slowly this movement expanded throughout Europe, and this movement spread to Russia also. So in 1815 a new move started where people demanded for equal rights. In many parts of Europe, socialists were against private property. They did not want that property should remain concentrated in the hands of a few. They wanted that the earned property should be distributed among the people. Earlier, in many parts of Europe, most of the properties were owned by individuals. Individuals used to invest money in industries, but the production was mainly carried out by the workers employed in the industries. Much of the profit which was earned by an individual used to remain under his control, and the workers were not paid as they were required to be paid. So the movement against the property owners, the movement against the individual owners started. People wanted that these properties, the share of the property, or you can say the profit of the property, should be distributed among the workers also, and the workers should get their fair wage. Now, most of the workers used to work overtime, but there was no provision of any payment. The workers working in the factories wanted that the working hours should be reduced. There should be a proper environment, there should be a proper working environment for the workers to continue their work. There was sanitation problem, there was a housing problem, there was massive unemployment. The prices of the goods used to increase day by day, and as a result the workers were not in a position to survive with the meager income. So they wanted a complete change in the industrial process. Socialists had different vision of the future. Robert Owen, an English manufacturer, sought to build a cooperative community. He wanted that there has to be a cooperative community which will be able to help the workers working in the industries. And he wanted that the government should also intervene in the process of cooperative, so that the workers will get benefit. The workers working in the factories were living in a very miserable condition. So in order to increase the level of income of the workers, Robert Owen came up with the idea of having a cooperative community, and he did not want that individual property, individual owner should dominate the industries. He wanted that the income should be distributed among the people, but at the same time he wanted that the government should also interfere in the matter of individual property, and community cooperative should be encouraged. With the same thinking, Louis Blanc, a French socialist, also wanted the government to encourage cooperatives. He wanted that the government should help the cooperatives in the process of industrial development, in the process of industrial work. So many socialists came up with different ideas so that they could change the individual domination. Karl Marx and Frederick Engels came up with different ideas. Marx argued that industrial society was capitalist. It means that many of the industries were owned by individual owner. They used to invest money in factories. They used to invest capitals in factories. But the massive production was the result of the work done by the workers. The workers increased the level of production, but the profit remained in the hands of the capitalist. So Marx argued that the capitalism should be removed, it should be replaced, and a socialistic pattern of industrial society should be formed, so that the workers who are putting their great effort in the increasing the level of production, they will also be given an equal opportunity, a right to increase their level of income. So many socialists like Robert Owen, Louis Blanc, Karl Marx and Frederick Engels, they gave their views regarding a socialistic pattern of society. They wanted that the individual ownership should be removed. They wanted that capitalist society should be removed, and in place of a socialistic pattern of society should come up. By the 1870s, socialist ideas spread through Europe. To coordinate their efforts, socialists formed an international body, namely the Second International. The Second International was an international body formed by the socialists so that throughout the Europe a socialistic pattern of society could be formed, especially in the industries where the workers were working in large numbers. So in order to improve the working conditions of the workers working in factories and industries, a international body was formed by the socialists, and the name of this international body was Second International. Thank you.